Welcome everybody, and we're talking this time in the online program about the types of goals that people pursue, and we do that because a lot of psychologists believe this will give us great insight into people's thinking, into their emotions, and into their behaviors. So last time we talked about people who tend to go for performance goals, achieving something, feeling competent at it, so succeeding at something. Lots of clients here have this, right? I think probably when our clients want to feel good about themselves, the one thing they inevitably will bring up is performance on a job. They're very successful, they're achieving lots, their bosses like them, and all of the pats on the backs that come with it. But we also mentioned that there's a danger to that, right? What happens if you're getting some activity that maybe is new to you or challenging and you aren't going to be very good at it? Well, people with performance goals tend to play it safe, and they generally won't pursue these things. Another class of goals is called learning goals. Now, learning goals are interesting because the person doesn't go in there so much to be competent as they are to learn something about it. Learn something about whatever task they're doing. So for example, if they want to play the piano, their goal is to play the piano, and they have this learning goal, they probably aren't going to worry too much about how competent they are because they're probably going to suck for quite a long time. But they will learn if they're playing the scales or whatever and they make mistakes. It's not a failure to them. To them it's just, oops, screwed that up. Okay, I'll try not to screw it up again. Right? So they don't really look at things as failures so much as opportunities for learning, opportunities for getting better at something. So these kinds of people, we've discovered from our research, tend to be open to challenges. In fact, they like challenges. They like overcoming things. They don't get down on themselves. It's not like, oh geez, I failed because I couldn't play the piano in 2 weeks. No, it's just, they look at it as, oh well, I've learned quite a bit in 2 weeks, so now I know what my strengths and weaknesses are, I know what I have to work on, and then they just keep going. So they tend to persevere at things a lot longer than the others. They will do things like, for example, they'll look at it as it's not so much a getting down on themselves or screwing up as a reward for, they'll feel better about themselves because they can see some progress they're making. Even though they may suck, they're still making progress. So we know from psychology that the people that pursue what they're known as these learning goals actually fare better in life. And now think about this for someone struggling in early recovery from addiction, right? Because the addict tends to be like sort of performance oriented. So a lot of the work we do at Sunshine Coast, I don't know if you've noticed it, but we don't actually look at decisions that our clients make as failures, or because someone made a bad decision and screwed themselves up. We don't look at this as a bad thing. We look at it as an opportunity for learning. What can the person discover so that they can go on and try not to make the same mistake. It's not like a bad thing that people are not perfect or screwing. In fact, it's kind of human. To be human is to be imperfect. Right? So this new learning style is one of the things that we try to help clients understand at the center. So again, we know from these two styles, the performance and the learning, that the learning one actually is much better at helping people feel better about themselves and going on and living productive lives. Okay, well that's this edition of the online program, and we'll be back next week.